Okay, here we are. I'm going to make a chrome chain in Blender, and I'm going to show you how to do it. First, we got to select this cube and delete it. Don't need that. And I'm going to import a path that I made in GIMP. And it's pretty simple. I saved that as an SVG file. So I'm going to import SVG file. And here it is right here. Chain link SVG. Double click on it. You're not going to see it at first because it imported it as a curve. So click on the curve, and I'm going to rename that to chain. Alright, so we got that selected, and we're going to scale it up. So hit the S key and scale it up. Now, not much to it, just a little shape, but we're going to change a lot of stuff. So while we have that, we're going to select the origin right here, and we're going to set it to origin, center of mass, volume. That'll center it. And we're going to switch to camera mode, so hit the 0 key on the numpads, and here it is. And while we have that, we're going to open up this properties thing for the camera. I'm going to select the lock camera to view. This way you can zoom in and pan it and stuff, and basically everything stays in its lane. Now if you want to move it, you want to hit the shift key while holding the middle mouse button and move it. Okay? And right now you can't do anything with this, so we're going to have to add a curve so you can modify it. So go to add, and then curve, and then circle. Alright? So while the Bezier circle is, first you have to go back, First go back to the chain, and then go into the properties here. And under the bevel object, you want to select the Bezier circle. Okay? And go back to the circle thing, and by default it's going to be way too big. So you're going to scale it down. So hit the S key and scale it down. Make sure you have the Bezier circle highlighted. Okay? So that'll get you pretty close. Alright, so we're going to switch back to regular view and see what this looks like. Okay, that looks almost like a chain. Now, we're going to switch over from Blender render to Cycles render. And on the lighting, you want to switch that to a sun. And then go back to the chain. Alright. Now, if we're going to have to add a material to it. So over here, click on the material tab and hit new. And then we're going to change this from the diffuse BSD to glossy BSDF. Okay, and it'll look like that. All right, but if we just render this out, it's not going to look right. Okay, so we have to add an environmental. So we're going to go to the world and click on Use Nodes. And then over here, where this little tab is, click on that, and you want to load an environmental texture. Okay, and then you got to point to it. Now I have environmental texture. I have a Chrome map. So I'm going to double click on that Chrome map, and you can change this as you want, but I'm going to choose Mirror Ball. And now, when I render it out, you see it's Chrome, but the background's all messed up. So we got to fix that. So to fix that, you go into Camera, and then scroll down until you see Transparent. Click on that. All right, now you can render it out, and you see it's the Chrome. All right, everything's good. All right. So now we're going to duplicate this. So while that's selected, you hit Shift D. That'll duplicate it. And then when you go to move it, hit the X key to keep it on the X axis. And now that it's already moved, then we're going to rotate that 90 degrees. So go over here to rotation on the X axis, enter 90. Okay? So that's there. So now we're going to check this out. And we're going to adjust it as we see fit. Okay. Maybe move this back a little bit. Alright. So that's there. Now if you want to scale this up, make it fat or whatever, click back on a Bezier circle and then hit the S key and make it fatter or narrow or whatever, the way size you want. And that looks pretty good right there. Alright, so we have two links. Okay, so you got to duplicate these two links. So best bet is to hold on the shift key, right click on one, right click on the other, and that selects them both, and then hit shift D, and then the X axis to move them just in the X axis only. Okay? Alright, so that's good. And then to make this even faster, I'm just going to shift click all of them. You can do one at a time, but I'm going to make this as fast as possible. So I'm going to shift click this one and this one, and we're going to do the same thing. Shift D to duplicate, and then X to move it on the X axis. That's about right. Let's see, some more. So shift click this one, and this one, and this one, and that one, and then shift D to duplicate, X, keep it on the X axis, and that's good. Alright, that should be about right. Okay, go switch back to the camera mode. Alright, that's pretty good. Alright, go back to 1. Zoom out a little bit. Rotate this around. Alright, so now we're going to need to control all of these. So what we're going to do, we're going to add a empty. Alright, empty, and then you can choose various empties. So I'm going to go with a cone. Okay, here it is right here, the cone. Now this empty is going to be able to control all these once you parented it. So while the empty is highlighted, then you want to select all these. Now you can do it with a shift click and everything, but I'm going to do it a different way. I'm going to have that control hold down, and then just drag this like this. Pretty much as long as you have them all highlighted, let it go. Oh, I missed it. I have to try it again. So you gotta hit the empty first. It's not gonna work. Click on the empty. While we're clicking on it, I'm gonna change the name to Chain Controller. Alright, that'll work. Now, while that's selected, we'll try it again. Hold on to control. Make sure you get them all highlighted. Alright, now they're all highlighted. So then you go over here to Object. Then you want to go to Parent. And then Parent Object. Or Control Plate. And then you want to hit Object, Key Transform. You click that. Now this thing here is going to control all that. So once you got that highlighted, as I move this, everything's going to move with it. See that? Controls it all. So switch back to camera view, the 0 numpad, and then just the angle or whatever, the way you want. Using the shift and the middle mouse button, or rotation or whatever you want to do. Zoom in if you want for the mouse button. Alright, so here we go. Right there you got it all together. And now I'm going to set up an animation. By default it's 250 frames. We're going to change that to 36. Alright. So now you got it down to the first frame. And over here you want to click to add a keyframe, and you're going to do location. There's the location. Right here. Click on location. And it's on the first frame, so you add a keyframe by clicking this. So now you got a keyframe. And now you go to the last frame, and we're going to move that. There's a location X. You just want to move the X. You can do that with this or that, whatever you want to do. So I'm just going to do it with this. Fine. Drag it until you get more or less where you want. In this particular animation, you're only going to move 2 links and that's it. So you want to add another keyframe. Okay, so that's there. So now if we hit play, you'll see it plays. So by default, it's going to have curved keyframes. So it's going to start off slow, goes fast, and then goes back to slow. So you have to change that. So we'll stop that, and make sure you go back to the first keyframe by clicking this button here on the first keyframe. And go to the view and change it from the 3D to the graph editor. Okay, so here it is, the graph editor, and this is the actual key. But we're going to click normalize, so we just focus on this key. Now you can see it's curved, so we have to change that. So click on key here, and then interpolation mode, you want to select linear. Now watch what happens when I click linear. Now it's a straight, and that's exactly what you want. So go back to 3D view mode. Now let's play it. And you hit play, and there you go. See how it plays? Now it plays fine. And everything's good. So now you can render this out, and it'll be alright. And let's see how it looks. I'm going to click the render. And there you go. There's a chain. Wonderful. So you can add it. You can add an image in the back here, or just render this out with a transparent background and then overlay it on a video track somewhere, or whatever you want to do. Okay, so that's it. The end.